Hey Eventing Nation, we're here today with Amy Barrington, a rider trainer out of Landrum, South Carolina. She's with her 10-year-old thoroughbred mare Roxy, who she's currently competing with at the intermediate level. And she's going to talk to us today a little bit about one of her favorite jumping exercises. All right, Amy. So maybe you could start out by talking us through the distances and what exactly the exercise is.
Okay. I set these 3 oxers in a straight line. They're 20 feet, sometimes 21 feet apart, square oxers, all the same height. And then I set a lane of rails on the ground perpendicular to the oxers that make about a 6-foot lane, I'd say. So that as you approach the exercise, you just see a line of rails lined up on the ground and the 3 oxers lined up. The reason I like this exercise really helps with combinations, even a double combination like you'd see at beginner novice, or I think you see them at beginner novice or novice, and a triple that we start seeing at training level and prelim and above. A lot of time, there's several reasons riders have rails in combinations. One common problem is that the horses gain going down the line, and so they'll jump the first one but jump in too hard, get close to the second one, jump in hard again, and by the third one the distance gets too tight and they have the rail in front. Another problem that happens is the riders will sort of ride down the line without riding the first jump. They'll sort of rush their horse and try to ride the distance between the jumps before they've ever negotiated the first jump. And I like to teach the riders to look at each jump each jump, and then ride the distance and have it come out the same, have the jump be symmetrical, the horse's jump symmetrical over the oxer, and then an even stride, and then another symmetrical jump, and an even stride. So all 3 jumps come out the same, and the rider's patient enough to wait for that kind of ride at the first jump. And that's why I set the jumps all the same, so the horse isn't gaining down the line. And you can go back and forth on either lead and practice your lead change as you turn around. So even though the 20-foot distance is a close distance, is a short distance for a one stride, this exercise often ride a little bit long at the first time because there's so many rails for the horse to see as they're coming in. So it helps teach the horse to be brave and figure out the rails and negotiate that. And the way it makes you get deep at each jump helps the rider get comfortable with that distance, and the horse, and still jump around and land close enough to the jump they're jumping that they have room to take a stride to get to the next jump. The first time through the exercise there, Roxy drifted, or tried to drift a little to the right, but she came up against those rails on the ground and had to straighten out. And then as I turned around and came the other way, she was very straight coming through the second time. Now we've made the jumps 3 holes bigger, and even though we haven't changed the distance, that's going to make it ride a little tighter because of the bigger effort she's going to make over the bigger jump, and she's going to have to try harder to clear the front rail and the back rail and make her strides even in between each jump.